And then they're going, fuck, man, everybody's being killed. Where are we going to bury all these fucking bodies? How about in your back garden, Belgium, you fucking dicks?
Hello, listeners. I'm Byron Bertram.
And I'm Ivan Penaluna. And on today's show, want to save the planet? Kill yourself.
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a schoolyard. Well, let me tell a joke.
I wanted this to be professional.
I don't gotta listen to this shit.
You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is...
The Dry Shave Show. 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 The Dry Shave Show.
Today's episode is sponsored by You Want Country podcast. For all things country, music, lifestyle, and monster trucks, listen to the You Want Country show. Get more info on the network's webpage at leonedigital.com. On today's show, want to save the planet? Kill yourself. Okay, so that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, it is. I mean, kill yourself
What
to save the planet?
Is it worth? There's nothing to enjoy.
Well, that's it. It's like, what if a tree, what is it, like landed in the forest, would anybody hear?
So
who knows if the planet's saved if you're dead, and who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, I think if you think it's that bad that you have to kill yourself in order to save the planet, I mean, obviously the planet's more important than human life upon it. That's what we've decided by.
Well, I guess it is, like, as an organism, if you look at it outside of us, are human beings, but we're self-centered.
We are. We're very, very self-centered.
Whatever. Just give me the resources I need, and our life is pretty short.
And miserable.
Yeah.
And toilsome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll donate to some charity that, saves the planet that won't make any difference, just so I could feel good about myself.
How much better do you feel when you do that sort of thing?
I feel good for a few minutes, and then I just remember that I got so much more that keeps me unhappy.
Is it like a drug? Do you find that the more you give to charity, the more frequently you have to do it because the thrill wears off quicker and you need to give more money to charity each time?
Well, it's like doing stand-up comedy for like a charity, like spinal rehabilitation. You're like, wow, these people are quadriplegics and I'm just worried about my thinning hairline. And then you feel good about yourself. But then 10 minutes later, you're like, not good enough. I got to perform at burn wards. I got to perform. And it's not so I feel like I'm doing good for a charity. It's just that I just want to feel good about myself.
Well, that's the thing. That's going to be my next point. I mean, you don't give a shit about the charity. Other people do.
No,
really?
I mean, on paper, it looks good. And I could brag about it on Facebook. And everybody's just going to be like, oh, wow, it's going to get lots of likes. And might even get me laid with a hippie.
Right. So you do it for quite selfish reasons.
Oh, of course I do.
All right. That's good. That's
but
good
at least
to know.
I'm honest enough to admit it.
Absolutely. Many people aren't honest enough to even admit that. And
No.
I applaud you for doing that.
Other people are like, I really do care. And
They do care.
And they're full of holes.
Yeah, I don't believe that I believe that they do to some degree. I don't believe they do care as much as they say they do. Anyway, in the news this week, this is the big story this week in Canada. I don't know if you've been paying attention. Have you been paying attention to the news?
I watch, I read the news at least once a week.
So do you find that now that we've reformatted and we're having to pay attention to what's going on in the world a lot more, do you find yourself following?
I do make an effort, but I usually just follow sort of mainstream propaganda news.
Right.
As you actually look for deep, interesting, paranoid truth news.
Well, I look for truthful, ethereal news from reliable sources. That's what I look for. I mean, I always check the source, and I always look at the page. I mean, it's quite aesthetic with me. If I look at the page and I think this is full of adverts for sort of like wrinkly old lady cream, then I'm not going to take your news story very seriously. Because if you're showing me a picture of some dragon fruit that can cure old age just by rubbing it all over your feet twice a day, and and I need a mortgage so I can buy a Mustang, I'm not going to listen to a source like that.
So if it's like World War III imminent, now get the wrinkles out of your nuts.
Exactly.
Sponsored by.
Yeah, those guys are just they've bought it back before they've even sold it. As far as I'm concerned.
Well, I watch CNN, just go on the headline, and I'd be like, oh, okay, school shooting, and the president said something cool, and Russia's an asshole, and Kim Jong-un is fat, and some celebrity did something stupid.
Having said all that, suicide is our topic of the day, and that's what's in the news today.
This is the fucking news.
All right, go. In 5, 4. I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is the fucking news.
Fucking thing sucks.
Okay, so I don't know if you've been paying attention, but this is the new story of the week if you're Canadian, and that is that assisted suicide is now legal in Canada.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah, it means
Which is great. You're not going to be arrested if you kill yourself anymore.
Well, no, they're not. That's still illegal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, killing yourself is still illegal.
So
I mean, if you take yourself up to the Burrard Bridge and check yourself off, that's still
They're
illegal.
not going to take you out of the water and cuff you anymore. Or
They're
no, it's still legal.
They're going to prosecute you for that shit.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to a doctor and say, listen, I'm really miserable, or I've got cancer and I want to die, can you help me with that? They'll go, yeah, sure, we can help you with that. I think the point is, as far as they're concerned, is you've got to have a valid reason.
Oh, you can't just be goth?
You can't just be goth.
You can't just be goth and moody?
No.
Just be like, my parents are assholes. I wish I was never born.
No, that's not enough.
You just got to be like an actual tangible reason.
Tangible, understandable reason in the eyes of the medical profession.
It can't just be like, I'm a poet and I want cred.
Yeah, well, no, that won't work with them.
Right.
I mean, that'd be very interesting. Actually, maybe they should work on an alternative line of stuff like that.
Well, I think, if you got a terrible life-threatening illness and you're dying, you should have the right to do that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think it's fair enough.
Where's the joke in that?
There's no joke in it,
Okay. Well, you know what? Canada's a little bit behind. Many places in Europe already have assisted suicide programs. I know it's still very contentious in the UK, but in places like Belgium and Holland, they're killing people as soon as they come out of the womb.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently they got this thing called in Belgium post-birth abortion.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, Belgium is a fucking ridiculous place, and they have ridiculous ideas. I mean, it's the seat of the European Parliament. That's pretty much all you need to know. They come up with the best harebrained ideas in Europe. And I'm not even going to stop there. I mean, Belgium, what's it famous for? It's famous for producing Duracell batteries, chocolate, lace, and
letting Greece into the EU.
Letting Greece into the EU and being the graveyard of millions of European men from 100 years ago.
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm damn sure the fucking Belgians didn't kill many of them.
No.
So anyway, that's my rant about Belgium. Fuck them.
Well, they already assisted in suicide for years. It was called the First World War.
Well, exactly. There you go. And those guys didn't even want to die.
It's called trench warfare. They didn't even
trench warfare. They didn't even invent it.
No. Did they all get arrested for getting slaughtered in the First World War? No, it was illegal, fortunately.
Yeah, it's like Belgium. It's like everyone in Europe in 1914 heard about a house party in Belgium.
Yeah.
And turned up. It's like, fucking house party, dude.
It's like, we're going to fucking Eeps, buddy.
Yeah, fucking house party at Eeps' house, right? And they all turned up there.
Eeps' house is fucking a rockin' suicide party.
And then everybody drinks too much, has too much pop, eats too much candy, right? And then everybody starts fucking stabbing each other. They're all stabbing each other, blowing each other up. And Belgium's like, whoa, this is my house. My mum and dad only went away for the weekend. They're going to fucking kill me when I come back.
We're having a howitzer fucking mustard gas kegger.
Ah, look at this. And Germans turn up and they're like, shit, now we're in trouble. Fucking Germans have turned up.
That Kaiser's a dick.
Yeah, Kaiser's a dick, man. And someone went, what the fuck do you say about the fucking Kaiser?
Boom.
Someone gets stabbed. And then they're going, fuck, man, everybody's being killed. Where are we going to bury all these fucking bodies? How about in your back garden, Belgium, you fucking dicks?
Oh, my God. Fucking Jaeger bombs.
That's the Port Coquitlam interpretation of what happened in the First World War.
For those of you who don't know where Port Coquitlam is, it's a different planet. Don't even worry.
It's just outside Vancouver. It's where famous pig farmers who have associations with the Hells Angel and murder prostitutes live and apply their business.
It's basically a huge tourist attraction among serial killers.
It is. It's got a shooting range out here as well.
Totally.
And we're visiting our producer's house.
Yeah,
He's a big
cool.
Italy fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's got a massive picture of Italy on the wall.
Yeah,
not Italy, the country. Italy winning the World Cup in 2006.
Which is absolutely just, after last World Cup, we don't even...
Anyway. Anyway, so we digress. Go on. Anyway,
But no, the thing about suicide, right, is post-abortion suicide has been happening all over the world, especially in China. I mean, they do it all the time. It's called giving birth to a girl.
Nice one, Byron. That's fucking great. That's funny. I like that. That's great. So, I mean, yeah, post-abortion, post-birth abortion is just the most... It isn't. I mean, I don't know. I know we live in a fucking crazy world, but does that not sound ridiculous? I mean, does it not sound perverse?
Well, it's just like murder, isn't
It's
it?
murder. It's fucking murder, right? You come out the womb and you go, nah, don't like the hair color. Fucking kill it.
Yeah.
Fucking kill it.
You know, it's
no,
funny.
do you know what? Change my mind. Want to go shopping? Fucking kill it.
You know, it's funny, but there's a lot of pro-lifers that would be that are about murder anyway. They just don't want you to kill beforehand.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They say, hey, wait for them to grow up and then do some bad shit and then kill them for that.
Yeah.
Which is probably a better reason, all in all.
Like, wait for him to do bad shit. Apart
Yeah,
from,
wait
like,
for him to do bad shit and then kill him. But don't kill them when they haven't done any bad shit wrong.
Right, don't kill him because, like, mommy got too drunk and forgot to take the pill.
Or daddy doesn't want to stick around anymore.
Right.
Or, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's one party's fault more than the other. It's
Daddy forgot to pull out the time, so we're going to have to kill you.
Yeah, and they haven't. Oh shit, we haven't got enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But kids are exhausting.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
For you, it's a theoretical science. For me, it's a fucking practical reality.
Yeah, but oh god,
Kids are exhausting. Really? Yeah, really?
Yeah, but I mean, when do you look at life anyway? Like, if I masturbate, I kill millions of children all the time.
No, you don't, man. That's one side of the equation, the chemical equation.
Oh, it's got to hit the egg too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I
No,
forgot.
exactly.
So I got to get laid. What are you saying?
Well, I mean, hopefully you never have children because that would be a travesty of mankind and science and justice.
You're telling me I have to bring him up.
I know. That's what I mean. It'd be fucking tragic for everybody involved.
Oh, speaking of other suicides, I don't know if you know Brian Williams, the guy with way too good of a hairline.
He's a guy on NBC
News anchor.
that I've never seen.
Yeah, well, you're English and you don't give a shit about
I don't give a
American
shit
news.
about what I'm going to watch NBC News. That propaganda trolley. No, I'm never going to watch that, Byron. I'm in a good mood today. Sorry, by the way. Go on.
Yeah, you
So
better
what-
be sorry for being in a good mood. How fucking dare you?
Go on.
Miserable Ivan is a fun Ivan.
Go on then. What's happened to him?
Basically, he did this lie about him traveling with a bunch of when the Iraq War began. Remember that fake?
He was a journalist at the time, right?
Yeah,
And
that fake war that they made up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he basically said his plane was being shot at, and it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember the story now. He said he was in a helicopter that was shot upon.
Yeah.
And he wasn't.
And
he
then
was
he's like,
giving
"Oh, I'm
it-
sorry, it was the helicopter next to me. Oh no, we weren't even near there. I can't keep track of it."
Has he got a picture of himself on Twitter in a Rambo headscarf with an M60 machine gun? Because that'll give the game away if he does.
If he did, I'd retweet it.
Okay, well, he's a dick, right? And he's lost his job, is that right?
But he's suspended for 6 months, which is their way of saying you're kind of fired.
Well, no, hang on a minute. If you're an anchor on a TV show, you can't be suspended for 6 months. That's the end of your career.
Well, exactly.
It's not like you're going to come back and, hey, he's back. Who?
I know.
What? Iraqi war liar. Yeah, we forgot about you. They had somebody else take
But
your
you know
place.
what's funny is like they lied. It's ironic because they lied to go into Iraq to have a war. They're like, hey, they got weapons. Oh, they don't. Oh well, let's stay and take
Oh,
their
yeah,
oil.
and then he got in trouble for
And then
lying
he's just
about
like, hey,
getting
don't
shot
lie
at.
about the war that we lied at to get into.
Yeah,
Hey, you're the bad guy.
You know what?
Meanwhile, Bush and Cheney are going on fucking Leno.
You're gonna-
Leno's off the air. Anyway.
You got a very good point there.
Then in the end, Bush is like going on. Yeah, I remember Bush was on Leno being like, "Look, made paintings of a dog," and they're like, "Yeah, that's great. He's a painter." Yeah.
I know, it's insane, really. I do actually like those paintings, actually. Do you know which my favourite one is? His painting of Vladimir Putin is fucking great.
Oh yeah, actually, Bush is a good painter.
Well, no, he's not, but his painting of Vladimir Putin
Yeah,
is
for how
fantastic.
long he's been doing it? My mom is a painter, and I even showed my mom, and my mom hates Bush. My mom was like, "Well, he's got some technique."
No, I just had this image in my mind of your mum's paintings being like a stick fucking drawing, and she's been doing it 40 years.
Yeah, but if she did it, I mean, that's the thing about art. You could draw a bunch of bullshit, and if you got some cred, you'd be like, it's smearing feces in a bottle cap. It means the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. You're like, okay, whatever. $5 million.
Right, fair enough. So what else is in the news this week?
Basically, what's another thing that's... China, by the way. Speaking
Yeah.
of China and executing women, they executed a man this time.
Oh, for a change.
For a change. And it was a billionaire, and they executed him for being a dick. Well, for corruption.
What was that? Was that on the charge? It says for being a dick.
Yeah, well, I don't speak Cantonese well, but I could read some, and it sounded like something there. And basically, what me, China execute is be a dick.
Yeah, they executed him for being corrupt and making loads of money illegally.
Something like that. Well, he didn't pay off the
He
right
didn't pay
people.
off the right people. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He fell foul of the party machine. Basically, he fell out of favour. Right. So and he's a billionaire, right? So obviously his money's gone. Guess where? Oh, Chinese government.
Yeah.
I bet no one else has got his money right now. Anyway,
I don't know, yeah.
I believe he has
Certainly isn't going to the American economy.
No, it probably isn't. I believe he's got he had rather expensive tastes in motor cars as well.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Rich Chinese gangster, likes nice cars.
I didn't know he was a gangster, but
Yeah, I know he's a gangster.
Oh, okay. So anyway, they've executed him. Do you know how they
He
execute
had a
people
top
in
hat and
China?
a pencil-thin mustache.
Do you know how they execute people in China?
I think they hung him or...
No. That's not what they do in China.
What do they do?
They shoot them in the back of the head with a 9mm bullet, and then they send the price of the bullet, the bill, to the family, and they got to pay for the bullet.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they execute
So,
people in China.
but how much could the bullet cost?
It's probably cheap, about $1.
Especially if it was made in China, it would be really cheap.
Well, it's about $1, but they might have some surcharges and tax on there.
Shipping and handling.
Shipping and handling. And so basically, it's not a big deal if you're the family of a billionaire, because obviously you're going to be, have a bit of money of yourself. But if you're an impoverished rural farmer and you get a bill for $1 for a bullet that killed your husband or your son because he was executed or something like that, then it's probably a lot of money to find. Not only that, of course, it's the insult to injury.
Yeah.
Aspect
Insult
to
to
it.
industry. That's
Industry.
funny. Here's another thing. Speaking of suicide and abortion, they were a feminist had an abortion because she gave birth to a boy, and she said, and quote, "I don't want to bring another monster into this world."
You know what? I know about this story, and even without that voice that you just did, it's a pretty fucking disgusting story. There's nothing much to say about that, really. It pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if you kill your child merely because of the sex, I mean, I know that this is contentious to say, but fuck, here we go. Strap in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I know Chinese and Indian people do it all the time.
You know what? You're not allowed to say that because you're white.
I know I'm not allowed to say that, but it's fucking true.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's
The
so
truth
much
means
the
you're
case.
racist.
There's so much the case that in Western countries now they will not give out the gender of the baby at scans because they are worried about certain groups of people then aborting it if it's the wrong, inverted commas, sex. So it's just the same, right? But this is a little bit more politically contentious.
It's funny, speaking of abortion, the Catholic Church has always been against it, and I think they still are, but we got a really lenient pope. We got a very lenient pope, don't we? And liberals love this pope. He's...
What do you mean? You haven't got... Have you got...
Well, no, I'm not even religious. I'm
Right.
just saying I don't know, the citizens of
Earth.
Whatever, Earth. By the way, if you got some ideas on how to help kill yourself, tweet us at The Dry Shave Show. That's at The Dry Shave Show. No.com, Ivan.
All right.
All right.
Some people might not have heard
That's
last
the
week.
Twitter handle. Which reminds me, it is time for...
Twitastrophe.
Your likes and arteries rarely get picked, 'cause we see your deal and your bullshit is Twitch. It's Twitastrophe. We want Twitch. It's Twitastrophe.
Okay, so Pope Francis and his "It's okay to beat your kids" tweet. If you haven't heard about it, let's discuss it, Byron.
Well, you got kids, and you're all for beating them, right?
Well, you know what? That's a
mean segue,
That's a
isn't it?
mean thing to say about me. No, yeah, I'll be honest with you, right? Sometimes the kids overstep the line. I got really unruly kids, right? And
I
I
know,
try
I know.
not to, and sometimes I fail, and sometimes they get a little smack, yeah. But
That's fine. I mean,
but-
come on. You can't just talk to them and be like, you know what? That's not nice. That's Tanner, you put down that. Tanner.
Yeah, do you know what? If you do
Tanner.
that with boys, they just fucking laugh at you.
Yeah.
As if to say, well, what, if you're not going to do something to me, I'm not going to stop.
Don't me if I'm going to count to 3, and after that, I'm going to count to 3 again, and then you know what? You go to your room and you play video games.
That's right. And do you know what you do when you put them in your room? They fucking kick the door from the inside. That's what they do. Or they take a piece of furniture and throw it up against the wall.
Now we don't do that.
Anyway,
Tanner.
let's get back to
Anyway,
Pope Francis.
the Pope said it's okay to beat your kids.
Right.
Yeah,
he's
that's
been
all right.
he's been saying some rather colourful things recently, hasn't he? Like he was talking about the Charlie Hebdo thing in a kind of a roundabout way, and he basically said, look, if somebody said something bad about my mum, I'd punch him in the face, which doesn't sound very popey. But that's what he said. So what he was saying was basically, if you say something about the Prophet Muhammad, expect somebody to turn up with some AK-47s and shoot you full of holes, which I thought wasn't very popey or very Catholic at all, because it's like, what, you're trying to fucking help these guys now? So he was like making excuses for people who go around shooting people for drawing cartoons. I was thinking that's a bit out of order.
You know what's funny is if he said that on Twitter, ISIS would have favored it.
I think ISIS actually liked the Pope, but
Did
like
they retweet the Pope's comment?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But you know what? There's a lot of people who are helping ISIS right now, and they do like a certain number of people that you wouldn't expect them to. I think the Pope's one of them.
ISIS is following Justin Bieber on Twitter as well.
I doubt that very much.
I doubt it too. Anyway, so by the way, the Pope's got 5.5 million followers. And,
That's a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? He's kind of a selfish Pope. You know why? He's only following himself and in 8 other languages.
So he only follows it. Does he follow himself in Spanish?
He follows himself in Spanish. He follows himself in Russian. He follows himself in Scottish and Australian. He follows himself in American. He follows himself in
Only you can do those languages,
Preston,
Byron.
North End. No, that's a football team that you support. Anyway, he follows himself in a bunch of languages.
So yeah, and he doesn't follow anybody else.
No, but that's the thing. It's like following yourself on Twitter. That's
ridiculous.
it's like jacking off to an image of yourself. And if you're
It's a bit narcissistic.
and if you're
isn't
Pope,
it?
you're not even allowed to do that.
No, it's incredibly narcissistic.
Well, he's just like stalking himself.
So he doesn't even follow like Mother Teresa or anybody like that.
Well, Mother Teresa's dead. I don't know if
Yeah,
she's
I know,
got a
but
Twitter account.
there's going to be someone operating under her moniker. You know,
Oh yeah.
someone's going to be operating. You know, that's the world of social media. You know, all these people are dead, but somebody's operating under the name of God on Facebook.
Who would you follow on Twitter who's dead? Anybody?
I'm already following Dennis Wheatley because he comes out with some great one-liners on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dennis Wheatley, the British horror writer. So I follow him. I don't follow anybody else who's dead. I mean, Baby Hitler might be dead by now, but
Baby Hitler, that's right. We were following Baby Hitler.
and that he's Argentinian as well, so he shares something in common with the Pope.
That's true.
So Baby Hitler and the Pope are probably both followed by ISIS.
Yeah. Basically, what we're saying is the Pope was a Nancy sympathizer, not a Nancy sympathizer. Anyway, I
He's a
can't speak.
Nancy boy
You
sympathizer.
know what? Maybe I slurred on that word for a reason. I shouldn't finish that thought.
So you like? Do you know what you like? Nancy's and Nazis. That's what you like.
I do.
I've gone from violent to ridiculous.
Well,
Right,
the Pope
so-
also said it's okay to be gay.
Oh, that's good then. That's
Yeah.
all right, because they were waiting for that word, weren't they? They were waiting for him to say it was
Yeah,
okay.
but he just has
So
to say that because who else designs his wardrobes?
No, because he goes, yeah, no, hold off being gay. Right, be gay, off you go. And everybody goes, yeah, we're gay now. Way.
Well, they are a miracle gay guys because they've been around for millions of years and they still breed and they have no way of.
How did they make new gay guys?
I don't know. It's like one of the greatest mysteries of mankind.
How did new gay guys get? Because they don't have a lady to make new gay guys with.
No, they have no reproductive facilities.
How did they do that?
It's amazing. It's like it's faith.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, what else have we got, Byron?
Well, basically, if you got a catastrophe and you want to share it with us, tweet us at The Dry Shave Show, and we might use it on the show. You never know.
That's great. We might do. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so this is something else that I wanted to talk about very briefly. I know we were talking about this earlier on. Your mum and your dad. Now, the listeners might not know, but you have a rather colourful parent dynamic, don't you?
Yeah, I was just talking to my mom the other day. Basically, I'm pretty, quite an extroverted person and performer, and I don't get embarrassed that easily. But my mom finds a way. She just knows me, because I'm a product of basically, the latest thing.
Anyway, can I just say, your mum goes out of her way to embarrass you.
Oh, she does. She finds a way.
Yeah.
So basically, I was out of town and I got this check for $1,000. I got residuals from they were playing some of my stand up and all royalties from.
But it was from an advert, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for me playing a fat guy.
Okay.
On TV or something. Anyway,
Go on.
and I had a wife that was too hot for me. And anyway,
That's pretty much every role you get.
Exactly. So I got an unexpected check, and I was out of town. So my mom said, "You got a check?" And I was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks for opening my mail, Mom." First of all, but I was happy. She's like, "It's $1,000," and I was just like, "Oh, wicked!" And then I was really excited about it. And then she's like, "You know what you should do? You should use that money to pay for me and your father to get anal bleaching." I'm like, "What?" It was just like, so I went from happy to puking in my mouth.
Who's
My
parent?
mom, and I hear my dad get embarrassed in the background. So her mission is to.
So dad's in the
embarrass-
background going, oh, God.
She's like, your parents are over 60 at this point in their lives. Wouldn't you like your parents to get nice, clean assholes?
All right, point number one, right? If you're over 60, what the fuck colour does it matter what your asshole is?
Gross.
Number one, no one's getting to see it, right? Or not, they should, not that much, right?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of your parents having sex is gross enough, let alone getting their assholes bleached.
And she proposed this as a great thing to do.
And I
with
was
your...
like, Mom, that sounds like a great idea. It was right behind the idea of getting your head transplant into a girl I'm having sex with's body.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, the world and people in it are fucked.
Yeah, indeed. And who better to tell us about that lovely dynamic than our good friend and colleague, Mr. Eric Amber.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here again. As you know, we on the West Coast enjoy a pretty great lifestyle. Here, The mountains and the ocean come together to make a very temperate climate that is easy living. The city of Vancouver is also a pretty trendy place. And along with trendy places comes trendy people. Of course, with trendy people comes trendy activities. Trendy activities like yoga, Pilates, dragon boating, and microbrew pub crawls. Let's not forget all the trendy causes either. Equal rights, animal welfare, marijuana decriminalization, and the end of homelessness are all causes that I personally support. However, there are a number of causes I do not support. No, correction. There are a lot of causes I don't support because some people's causes are stupid. Like protesting at Walmart. Okay, I get it. You don't like Walmart. So don't fucking shop there, but don't tell me I can't. Get used to it, you fucking retard. The problem with all these trendy causes is how emotional people get about them. I once met a woman who worked for a not-for-profit organization that had issue with a particular type of invasive bird. She spoke very passionately about it. I remember thinking, is this lady for serious? Was there really a movement dedicated to bird equality? I say, fuck the birds. That's evolution, bitch. But I think the trendy cause that shits me the most is climate change. Now, let me be clear. The earth is important to me, and I do believe that we humans have a responsibility to care for the environment. However, climate change legislation is a scam. It's just an excuse to tax the poor. It's a shakedown. I remember when Al Gore and Sir Richard Branson announced a $25 million prize to anyone who could create a machine that would take carbon out of the atmosphere. A machine to remove carbon from the atmosphere? Yeah, it's called a tree. Take that $25 million and plant some fucking trees, Al Gore, you fucking cunt. What upsets me the most is the way these trendy activists change any or all of the facts associated with whichever cause they are promoting. I'm no paleobotanist, but I'm pretty sure that plants need carbon. In fact, we're all made of carbon. Carbon is not the problem. Sure, the ozone layer has a giant hole in it causing the planet to overheat, but maybe that was caused by the 2,000 or so atomic bombs they detonated in the atmosphere since the 1940s. So is climate change really changing? Is the climate really changing? Yes, probably. Is a carbon tax going to stop it? No, absolutely not. The environmental conditions on this planet have been changing for billions of years. You know, think of it this way. Planet Earth is like an old prostitute. She's seen a lot of shit, motherfucker. So don't go telling her that you care, because she knows you're lying, and so do I. So if you really care about the planet, do us all a favor and kill yourself, you hipster fuckface. And that's my editorial, guys.
Ha ha!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eric Amber. A pleasure as always. Eric, I've just got one question off the back of that.
Was that a bit extreme?
No. I just want to know how much you think it is to fuck planet Earth up the ass.
To fuck planet Earth up the ass?
Yeah, how much do you think planet Earth would charge you?
Oh, eternity in hell.
Okay, fair enough. That's a nice answer. I like it.
Actually, you know what though? I don't think it would cost anything. Basically, you just you take it to the UN, and then they say no, you can't do that, and then you say fuck it, we're going to go into Iraq anyway. Boom. Anyway, as always, we like to. There's some pretty intense stuff we're talking about, intense issues, and as always, we like to end the show on a high note. Hi. And who better to accomplish that than our man, Narj?
Hello, this is Narj Singh, and this is your happy ending. You know you are in the wrong job when you can't wait for your shift to end, run to the parking lot, into your car, and into the warm embrace of your drug of choice. Personally, I like drinking. Nothing wrong with drinking or being drunk. What's wrong is drunkenness. The one that makes you do stupid things and end up in jail. I don't mind drunk drivers, but never be a drunk parent, because that's the problem with the world. Now, if you are the type to get drunk and get into fights, maybe you should switch to heroin or Oxycontin like Rush Limbaugh. And if you are suicidal, alcohol is a good way to kill yourself slowly. Whatever you do, don't drown yourself. I came across a suicide by drowning once. She was a teacher and has been missing for 4 days. Spongy, bloated corpse hosting a feast for the local crows. Don't drown yourself. Do you really want to be the ugliest looking thing in hell? At age 11, I came across another suicide. I'm like the suicide Black Widow. She set herself on fire, and I saw the smoldering carcass of a suicide by fire sprawled in a midway crawl towards the bathroom. The children were crying, and all I could think of was, smells like Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I don't eat KFC. I have my own recipe that you must simply try. Step 1, kill chicken, or get somebody to kill it for you like the Dalai Lama does. Step 2, cut chicken into pieces and soak it in some buttermilk with some salt and pepper for 24 hours. Step 3, take chicken out of fridge and toss it in some flour and fry it in some hot oil. Step 4, while chicken is cooking, get seriously drunk. And step 5, mow down the chicken and belch and have another drink. My name is Narj, and that is my happy ending.
Well, that was inspirational.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? No, I just got to ask you, right? How do you come across so many, because your average person doesn't come across that many suicides, right? How did you end up coming across so many?
I grew up in an Islamic country, so it's quite common. Usually they're pregnant or like they wouldn't get, that's pretty common.
That's some happy news.
That's some happy people over there.
Oh, yeah,
Just set themselves on fire, throw themselves into a river.
Makes me hungry. I want some fast food.
Well, Narj has very kindly brought some samosas with us today.
I wonder what they're made out of now.
Well, do you know what? Do you know what, Byron? I just want to let everybody know that we were on the way over here in a car convoy because we're out of town today, and Byron didn't have any din-dins, or dinner as it's known, or what do you call it over here? You just call it evening meal or something. Anyway.
Yeah, dinner. We have dinner here too.
Yeah, you have dinner, right? So you didn't have any dinner, did you? And you was a bit
Evening
peckish.
foods.
And Narj says, I'm going to bring some samosas. And bless him, Narj has made this big carrier bag, made these samosas with his own fair hands, brought the sauce and everything. And Byron saw him when we all got in the cars. He was going, can I have a samosa now? And he was like, literally pulled the bag out of his hand going, give me a samosa, I'm hungry. Give me
Just like a crackhead who needed his fix.
And then Eric had to say, no, you're waiting until we get to the venue.
Just reprimanding me like my mother.
We should ring your mum up and ask her what she thinks about this.
Yeah, she's weird because she'll be like, no, you have to wait. But then randomly, when you're sleeping, having a nap, my mom will just be like, here, try this food. And be like, what?
Your mum comes out with some outrageous shit. What else does your mum come out with? She comes out with some brilliant stuff. You told me a story the other day about...
Well, one of her favorite things is she always liked to tell how I was conceived. My mom will always say this. She'll just go to, anybody. She'll just look for a reason, like, I was a baby. Do you know how Byron was born? Me and his father were getting drunk on homemade red wine, listening to Ray Charles, and my diaphragm slipped the first time he touched me, and that's how he was born.
That's straight up. That's what your mum said.
Yeah, typical, eh? Just typical white woman. Blame a black guy.
And on that note, she has another story, doesn't she?
Oh yeah. Then she'd be like, I like black men. I think a lot of black men are really handsome. But you know what? I wouldn't want to give a black guy a blowjob because their pubic hair is just too coarse and it scratches up your face. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know if that's racist or just disgusting. And then she's like, I know because I used to deal pot to jazz musicians in the 70s.
What, when the pubic hair was really scratchy?
Yeah, I guess back in the 70s.
Back in the 70s, there was no topiary going on. It was just Bush-o-matic, baby. Rub your face up against that shit.
That was pre-pube Jerry curl.
Oh, tight.
Anyway, this has been a funny and heavy show.
This has been fucking weird, this one.
Has been weird. Anyway, the Dry Shave Show is produced and published by the Alonia Digital Podcast Network. A special thanks to the writers and performers of the show, Eric Amber, Stephen Peaver, Chris Gaskin, Matthew Kyle Grant, and Narj Singh.
So anyway, it's time to say goodbye. But it's nighty-night time, and it's good night from me, Ivan Penaluna,
And Byron Bertram, thanks for listening to the show. Tell a friend, email us at thedryshaveshow@gmail.com. Find us and like us on Twitter and Facebook. YouPorn.
That's you.
Good night.
Good night.